Hi, I'm the Moroccan Angel, and I'm here to help others set things right with their Maker. Hi. So the first thing we need to establish or get on the table is which God, quote unquote God, are you trying to know? I'm not here to help you set things right with other gods. Not the Muslim God, not the Christian God, Jesus, not the Hindu gods. I'm here to give you assistance to help you set things right with the God of Israel. And when speaking of the God of Israel, I'm using this term because it's one in which most individuals are familiar with, but his name means the Eternal One. Now, this doesn't automatically mean that I'm Jewish or that I'm promoting the religion of Judaism, because I'm not. There are some customs associated with Judaism that are absolutely against the established order of the Eternal One. And most importantly, I can only speak of my personal encounter with the God of Israel, or the Eternal One, and the things that he taught, instructed, and revealed to me pertaining to himself and spiritual truths that are in alignment with the original Hebrew text. He has also uncovered and exposed a vast majority of lies that are believed in mainstream Christianity, and dispels a number of untruths concerning himself. So let's set the distinction. There's knowing of God, referencing individuals who have read about him or heard certain things from others. There's a point, though, where it moves beyond imagination and wishful thinking to an actual encounter, but only if he wills it to be so. So there's individuals who know of him, the God of Israel, and then there's those who actually literally know him. There are a lot of Christian leaders who have strong imaginations and wishful thinking, but they do not know him. Let's be clear, this is a very powerful spirit we're referencing. There's no mistaking when he visits. This is not glittering, sparkling lights like a hallucinogenic episode. That's not the Eternal One. That's something else. You do not have to be in an altered state to have an encounter with him. He is reality. This isn't your reality. This is his reality. Humans are having an experience in his reality. It doesn't matter if you believe in him. Because this is not your reality. It's his. You can't make him non-existent based on what you believe. But he can definitely wipe you from existence, contingent upon his belief. Let's look at 1 Samuel chapter 3 in the original Testament. When the God of Israel, or the Eternal One, visited Samuel, Samuel was not sleeping. He was not drugged. He was not buzzed with alcohol. He had a clear mind, and his life was one of respect towards the God of Israel. So there are certain things that are absolute requirements when seeking to know the Eternal One. You must have some sort of awareness of who you're dealing with, and this can happen in one of two ways. The first way is he will come to visit you first. You will know with a clear mind that you have been visited by the Creator. The second way is you reading or becoming informed about him through reading the ancient text, and then he visits you. Now, when reading through the original testament or the ancient text, he is identified as the God of Noah, the God of Abraham, the God of Moses, the God of Jacob, later to be known as the God of Israel. Now, in 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 7, it states that Samuel did not yet know the Lord. He knew of him, serving him in the temple. Read through the scriptures to know of him, and if he wills, he will visit you. So, how to know God? So there are 3 steps in which you can take to move toward knowing God. But ultimately, I would like to be clear that he is the one who determines who comes into the awareness of knowing him and coming into his presence. So the first thing, you must have a pure heart, which means you must make the decision to respect him and him alone. And what I mean by this is, start doing what you know is right to do. It is a gesture of good faith. The scriptures note that Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli. He served the God of Israel under Eli's guidance and instruction. If you are doing something that you know to be wrong, you must stop it at once. And I'm strictly speaking from a conscience level. The conscience is the most basic level of awareness of right and wrong instituted by your Maker. A heart that humbles itself to respect the one who designed and created it is commendable. This is a noble thing. The scriptures declare, "Let the wicked man turn from his evil way." Now, granted, there are some who may have committed acts that will absolutely prohibit a friendly interaction with the God of Israel, setting him as their enemy. And in some cases, it may not be as bad as you think, or maybe you're convinced that you've committed an act that is unforgivable, or one that marks you for death, but you're not sure. If you'd like to look further into this, you can schedule a one-to-one with me and we can scripturally walk through it. But the first thing is, you must make the decision to honor him by doing what you know is right to do from the starting point, directly from the conscience. For example, if you're currently in a religion that tells you to do something that on the basic conscience level, you know it to be wrong or questionable, don't do it. The Creator gave you that conscience as a basic guiding point. Don't ever ignore that. That's not a good thing to ignore that. That's how corruption starts. Now, the second step is to listen to his prophets. The original Greek word for prophet is navi. It's a spokesman or a speaker, speaking by the inspiration or influence of the God of Israel. It's pouring forth words which has been given by the God of Israel. True prophets of the God of Israel, the Eternal One, will guide you in the path and the way of the God of Israel, not someone else or some other God. They give you direct instruction regarding what the Eternal One says regarding a matter. They instruct and guide others in keeping the laws and commandments of the Eternal One in the way of truth and righteousness and justice. They're able to provide clarity regarding the ancient scriptures because of their interaction with the God of Israel. When you're at the place where you have humbled your heart before him to do what is right, and you're willing to learn of him, he sends you the prophet, or he divinely crosses your path with a prophet, a true prophet of the God of Israel. It is his prophets that will instruct and give you guidance and advice in the ways and knowledge of his laws and commandments. Everyone is not a prophet, because it's not just speaking and instruction. A true prophet has interacted or had an encounter with the God of Israel, the Eternal One, literally. Now the God of Israel has chosen these individuals to speak his words of wisdom unto those who seek him. Now these individuals who are seeking him have not yet entered a state of purity on the level which he demands of those who come into his presence. And this is the reason for the prophet. It's not just reading the original testament and all of a sudden you know him and instructing others. No, it's so much more than that. It's an actual interaction with the God of Israel. And I must warn, it's dangerous. The closer the interaction, the greater the risk. You must adhere to strict guidelines. For example, Moses, Elijah, these men were not free to live as other men. They could not follow the crowd. They were in the presence of the Eternal One, the giver of all life. This is major. If you do not recognize the severe importance of this, no, you will not be in his presence on that level. He is not human, and you cannot interact with him as if he is a human. He gave you life. He is the source of life. Consider that. The thought is absolutely phenomenal. Those who respect him get the privilege of knowing him and being in his presence. The ancient scriptures declare that the wicked shall not stand in his presence. They are forced to bend low. They shall not stand in his presence. Now, the third step is obedience. You must comply out of respect. Genuine respect comes with an awareness of who you're dealing with. When you have a clear understanding that this is not some mere human or Greek mythological god or imaginary being. When you realize who you're dealing with, your perspective shifts. I must put it on the table, though, that he is the source behind this shift. If you're having a mental block that prohibits you from seeing the reality of his presence and authority in the simple things such as nature itself or your very existence, this is not to be overlooked. Chances are you've engaged in an activity or partook in a grievous offense in which you have been rendered blind or numb to his presence. The ancient scriptures speak of the Eternal One hiding his presence from the wicked. In certain cases, this can be corrected. But if you are crying out to know him, a desire to know who he is, but you feel like he's not answering you, there's two things. He just did this very moment, your encounter with me. And the second thing is, there is something in your life by choice that is an offense to him. When this is removed or forsaken, you will then proceed in the process of interacting with the God of Israel. Remember, he does not commune with the wicked, despite what humans are telling you. The one who created and gave life to humans has declared that he does not commune with the wicked. The wicked are the sinners, those who willfully violate his laws and commandments. You may not be willfully violating his commandments, but when laws are broken, there are still consequences, whether in ignorance or in awareness. So you must not only know what he requires, but you must be willing and humble enough out of respect and reverence for him and his position, his authority, to obey him, to abide by the laws and commandments he established for the earth that he created. And once again, you must start with what you know upon your conscience, not what other humans are saying to advance their own agendas, but what is divinely written on the conscience. Now, if you'd like to learn more information concerning this topic, please visit my website. I have additional material related to this. If you'd like to go a lot deeper on this subject, schedule a one-to-one with me, and we'll scripturally delve into it. I'm the Moroccan Angel. Remember, do what is right. Always. It matters.